Hi, in this video we're going to show you a demonstration of using AutoCAD to make pictorial drawing. To create a pictorial drawing, there are several steps, so let me go back to the starting point of our drawing here. To set up an isometric drawing, you need to create an isometric grid, and the command to create that is called snap. So let's start with the snap command. Once you type the snap, as you can see, it will have several options. The option that you're going to choose is going to be the style. So let's click on the style. When you click on the style, you're going to see an option, the grid style, that you can have a standard, which is the X and Y, then we're going to use the isometric. So select the isometric. After that, then you can also specify the vertical spacing, meaning from the vertical grid, how many of the spacing that you need. It's like a snap spacing, so it will only move every certain point if you click the snap on. It will be based on what kind of drawing that you wanted to create. So 5 or 10 may be or the good number that you can choose. I'm going to use 5 in this case. Once you set it up, you can see on the drawing area that my grid line is not like a horizontal and vertical as it was. Now everything go with an angle. That angle with respect to horizontal is 30 degrees, and in between these grid lines they are actually 120. So that is what the grid space looks like. And the thing that we can draw is actually based on this multi-view over here. It is like a semicircle part of the plate with a cylinder on top of the top surface, and there's a hole on the side as well. So we're going to create this pictorial drawing based on the multi-view that you can see on the right hand side over here. Let me drag this one a little bit to the left so you can see the overall thing here. Alright, so let's start with a defining box. We need to get a defining box, which will be the first step. So let's make the defining box. Now, how do you find the dimension of the defining box? You have to look at your multi-view. The multi-view, each one of the view give you a 2 overall dimension. For example, the front view give you this side here, and this also give you the height of the object. Now, the height of the object, actually, if you want to include everything, that should go up to the cylinder over here. This one is where the cylinder is located. But we're going to draw a box just at the bottom part of the box. So if you, well, we cannot see it clearly, but this is the dimension that we need. So let's go to make the box. It is the best that you use different layers. So over here, we're going to use a layer, which is going to be the construction. I choose the construction, then I simply just draw one. So click on the line. And you can start with any point on your drawing picture over here. I'm going to start with the point at here. And then I can click to start my line. I need to go to the left for 70. So you go parallel to this green line. It should be 30 degrees. So you might want to also set up the polar tracking as well to help you locate that. Now, if you find a right angle, 150 will be the right angle because you are 30 degrees with respect to horizontal. So 30 plus 150 is 180, which represents the horizontal line. So I want to go 70, so just type 70. And that is the line goes to the left. Now the next one, I have to go up for 30, so go up. Just make it vertical, and then you type 30. Then I go back to the opposite direction with another 70 and go down another 30, I can just go connect with the original starting point. Now I want to go to the right for 90. So go to the right for 90 and make sure that is 30 degree, 90. Go up for 30. Straight up for 30. And go back to where you start. And then I need to create the other two line over here. Click at here. Go to the right at 30 degree for 90. And connect to the other vertex at here. Now I finished my defining box. So the next thing that we wanted to do is actually try to create the cylinder. The cylinder is right at this point here, and we wanted to create a box which the diagonal will meet at the center of the radius, because this part here is actually like a cylinder over here. Okay, so which is represent this one here. So I need to actually create this part here. Then this one, if you look on the picture in a way which is going to be like a pictorial, it's not going to be like a semicircle. It should be a semicircle but with certain angle. So that's why we have to show you how to draw a circle in an isometric view. So let's create this boundary box first. So how do we create that? Well, you need to create a line, go horizontal to this line over here, go a parallel to this line over here, and you simply draw a line. So I can start with this point. So I click on the line and I wanted to draw a line. I'm starting from this point, but I'm actually not going to start from this point. I need to draw a line that is parallel to that, so I can make my cursor point at this point, but I'm not going to click. You move your mouse using the skyline and simply type 20 because it was 90, then we wanted to draw the line which is 70 away from the other end, so it's going to be 20. And that will be your starting point. Then you go to this side and that should be 70. So 70 with a 30 degree. Then I'm finished this line over here. So this line over here represents the line along this one here, which is parallel to the edge of this box. Then I need to find the center point. Therefore, I need to draw the two diagonals. Diagonal is going to from the end point to the end point. Another one from this end point to this end point. Now several steps I skip. Then you need to set up the unsnap so you can choose this like intersection point easily. And then I have an intersection. So this will be intersection. I am going to start to create another thing right at the next one here. I am going to create an ellipse in the box, and the major axis is aligned with the long diagonal of the box. So this is a long diagonal. The way to create this, you cannot simply just click on the icon. When you click on the icon, you won't have an option to actually draw this kind of a circle. Well, this is what we call the isometric ellipse. So the way to create that is go down to the command line and type ELL ellipse. Okay, it will show up. Click on the ellipse. Now there's an option over here. Look carefully, a lot of people will forget about this, and then you won't be able to create the correct ellipse. Choose the ISO circle. Alright, once you choose the ISO circle, and another thing I want to point out is this. Watch the cursor right now. It doesn't go like a vertical, horizontal, the two axes. They go with like a cross. Why do they go as like a cross? It represents the axis is also rotated with certain angle. it rotated with a center angle actually line up with our isometric paper. So the horizontal one, the green one actually represent this direction, and the red one go this direction. Now you can change the plane if you want to draw the circle in a different plane, because if you draw a circle on this plane, which is what we call the top plane, then this is fine. But if you want to create a circle which is on this side over here, then if you draw in this way, it's not going to give you the correct circle. I will go back to that pretty quick, but I just wanted to let you know, because right now I'm selecting the top iso plane. If you didn't see this cursor oriented in this way, it's very easy, you can change it. And the quickest way I find out is just click the function phi. Function phi is the quick key to change the orientation of the cursor. Now watch carefully, I'm clicking my function phi, and you should see the change of my cursor. See, right now it's on the right surface over here. One more to be on the left. This will be the left side. Clicks once again, the top side, right, click one, left. Okay, now I'm creating the top, so I'm going to use the top. All right, then you will specify the center of iso circles. This is my center, and the next thing we need to do is simply just give the radius or the diameter. Now you can also just drag your mouse, but my circle is going to be I believe is 70, so we're going to type 70 to be the diameter, and the radius will be 35, so I'm going to type 35 here. As you can see, when you type 35, it just line up perfectly with our defining box. Now this one actually go from the top to the bottom, right? So how do you create another one at the bottom? Well, the easiest way actually is to draw another box at the bottom, and then you do it again. A quick way actually, I think, is just do an offset. So let's do an offset here. Oh, we can just copy it. So let's just copy it. And we select the object we want to copy, and hit the space bar to confirm your selection. We need to specify the base point, and we need to specify where it will be the second point or the displacement. And so our displacement actually is going to go down for 30. So I'm going to type 30. And that will be our bottom circle, and you can see is actually at the bottom right now. Now we need to connect these two. So to connect these two, we draw simply just a little line to connect the ellipse. We can also connect the other side here. Let's just repeat the same process. Now after that, you can start to trim out some of the line, because all these boxes start to form a semicircle shape like this, so we can start to do the trimming. So let's start with the trimming. Select everything here. Okay, I'm going to trim out this one here. Let me deselect. Sometimes you wanted to deselect some of the things, so you can maybe deselect the unsnap, so I can, and also stop the greeting. Okay, I wanted to do the trim, so let's do spacebar. This one does not intercept just anything. We can do it later. So we will take out this line here as well. This is no longer needed. We don't really need these two as well. So what we're doing right now is actually just try to trim out some of the line which is will not be visible if you draw an pictorial view. So only just save the line they are still useful for us. So we're cutting out a lot of line here because they are not supposed to be visible in our picture. Okay, we can take out some of them without the trim, and just want to finish this part here. You don't want to take out that one, take out this one, take out this one. Okay, what else? This one here. I cannot take the whole thing out, I have to trim it. So this one I want to keep it. This one here, you can take this one out. You can also take this one out. Okay, so you can see like an overall shape is there now. I just need to trim some out after this. I need to trim out this one here, so I'm going to trim this one out. It's not supposed to be seen. What else? I also need to trim out this one here actually. We don't need these two. And the one in the middle here and this one here. Alright, so we finished most of the things. I still leave one line over here because I wanted to use this one as one of the reference. Well, I think I can also keep this one out. So let me just finish this part and take the whole thing out here. Alright, that looks great. The next thing we wanted to do is that you see this one here, we need to make the drawing of the cylinder now. So we were creating this like a curved side, and then now we wanted to create this cylinder on top of that. You also create a defining box for the cylinder, and just if you look at the model view, which you cannot see it right now, but this is what the dimension looks like. The center of this cylinder is going to be 35 millimeter from the flat side. So we're going to find that and create a defining box. So 35 should be the center of this line here. So let me turn on the grid and make sure my grid, I have my center to be turned on. Okay, the midpoint actually, midpoint. Okay, let me get my mouse here. I want to create a line and go along this one here. Did I type it? And this is my midpoint. Okay, click on this one. How much I have to go to the right? Actually 35. So if you choose 30 degrees, then you simply type 35. Okay, then this line is this line over here to help me to locate the center of this rectangle. Okay. And then what we need to do is to create this box here. So how do we create that? We actually is going to have this one. Let's see, that is 30 by 30, right? So it's 30 by 30. So we this is 35. So this is 35, and this is a 30. That means half is 15. If you subtract 15, that is actually 20. So this defining box is actually 20 away from the edge. So we need to draw the box which is 20 from the edge. I can start to draw like this. This is not the midway. I don't want the midway. I need to deselect the midpoint, and then I need to actually from this point go along here to 20. Then I go along this direction for how much? I need to go for 30 degree for 15. All right. Okay, same thing. We have to go to the left for 15. So click on here and go this direction. Go 15. Now I have this one here that I can go along this direction. So once you have this as a reference point, you can start to make this one easily. Then I go this direction for 30. Go this direction for another 30. And then should go back to this point here. Alright, easiest way to create the other side on the top side is that you simply just make it a copy. So I can just copy this one here. And what I wanted to copy is the full box at here. So I'm select this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one here. Okay, so everything is selected, and I need to specify a base point. I'm going to pick this one as the base point, and I'm going to start to do offset. I want to offset by 30. So 30 is the height of the cylinder. Now I have two boxes over here. Okay, so what we need to do next is that we have to draw the connect the ellipse. The ellipse is going to be defined by this defining box. The center should be at the center of the box. So to find the center of the box, I create another two line, and from this end to this end here, and from this end to this end here. Now I forgot to use the solid, the visible line, so I'm going to use the visible line to draw my cylinder. So over here I'm going to change my layer to be the visible. Okay, so visible, and I'm going to create an ellipse. Now remember, you cannot simply click on the icon. You have to type ELL ellipse. Select ISO circle. And this is a top plane, so it should be fine. I just need to use my cursor, point to the center. Now I simply drag this mouse, and what is the size of that? Well, the radius is 15, so I can just simply type 15. And that gives me the first ellipse. I can copy this one again, so copy this one. Select the ellipse, hit the space bar, and then I simply just type the displacement. Displacement should be, well, sorry, no. Let's try another way. Copy, select the object, hit the space bar, and we wanted to make the center point to be my base point. Go down, how much? Go down 30. Then we connect the edge. So the edge is from the quadrant point to the quadrant point here, and another one from this point to this point here. So now I have this part shows up. Now, you might need to do something to train some of the things that you cannot see, like this arc over here, the back side of the arc is not visible by in a pictorial view. So let's clean this one up a little bit to get the final look. So take out some of the line. So we're going to take out most of the construction line here. So let's take out this one, this one. This is no longer needed. It's no longer needed. So all these lines are not needed now. Alright, so what you can see is some of the lines should be taken out. Now let me change all the line into a visible line first because I forgot to do it on the first time. So let me change some of the layer to be the visible. Everything will be invisible. Now this line should be trimmed out here. So let me trim it out, and this one should not be visible as well. So let's do a trim. Select most of the object. We probably need to select this part. And we select that. Then we select the overall thing. Okay, now that's hit the space bar, confirm the selection. You're going to trim this one out, trim this one out. We don't need this one, and we don't need this one, and this one, and this one here. Okay, I think we are good for no, and also this part here. There's a little small one here. And there's a little one right here too. Okay. Alright, so here we are kind of finished most of the thing already. Let me drag this one up a little bit so we can see this picture more clearly. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is actually to create a side hole over here. Okay, now to create this side hole, you also need to find the location of the center that's 35 away from this one here. You know this radius is like 10, diameter is 20. So 10 minus 35, I know the edge of the box is 20 away from this place. So let's create the defining box first. And I'm going to change to the green layer again. And create a line. The line will be 10, 25, right? Now it's probably easier that you just do an offset. Let me just do an offset. I'm gonna offset this line here. So let me. I should select the object first. So this is my object. I'm going to do an offset on this one here, and the distance is going to be 25. I'm not sure this one will work or not, but I want to try it. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to work because the 25 is not along the ISO gray direction, so that is like horizontal direction, which is not what I want. So I'm going to take this one out. Okay, let's do it in the traditional way. Let's make a line here to help me locate that. I wanted to go to the right for 25 and go down this 25 here. Now this line here is the line along this direction. This is a 20 by 20, and this overall is 30, so I should have a 5 away from the edge. So how can you do that? Well, you can copy. I'm going to copy. Well, probably not. Let me just simply starting from the 5 from the edge, so you can make another line. I'm going to go down starting from 5 and go to the right for how much? 20. Go down for another 20. Go to the left for another 20. Then I create a defining box. Now it's a little bit different from this, but it's okay because all we need is to find the center of the circle. Draw another 2 diagonal. Now I got a center over here. Now the next point is important because right now we're going to draw an ellipse using the ellipse command. But the ellipse has to be on the right side plane. So right now the cursor is on the top. You can tackle that by function phi. Function phi, so this one is on the left. Okay, so if I do ellipse right now, I can specify my center at here. Let me change my layer to be the visible. And I'm going to select this point to be my center, and my, whoops, I forgot to select the iso circle. So we start, specify this is an iso circle, specify the center, and then you can specify the radius of this iso circle, which will be 10. Then you can see our iso circle is perfect show up like this. The next step is very similar. I'm going to stop at here. Then you can try to work on this one by yourself. And if you continue to do that, you create another iso circle on this side, and which you have to remember to tackle this plane by click on function phi. You're going to shift this to the other side for 10, and then you can connect the. So why did you do that was because when you look from this side, you don't see the hole, you don't see the overall hole. You're going to see the thickness of the other side of the hole. That's why you're going to see a portion of the solid line over here. And that's just the way to show you how you can make that. You have to create 2 overlap and trim out the thing that you cannot see, and only leave the thing that you can see it. So this is how you create the holes on the front view here. Then you go down to, so that will be the overall practice of creating the isometric pictorial view. And I hope you do some more example and tutorial from the textbook to get a better understanding of how to use these skills. I'll see you next time.